the ultimate question. That one moment that every single pet parent dreads. The moment when love means letting go. The big question is, how do we know when it's time to say goodbye? Probably the toughest question to answer, and quite frankly, there never really is a right answer. When we talk about this decision of letting go, it's probably the hardest question to ask in veterinary medicine. And the thing is, I think it's often seen as an act of tragedy, but it should actually be seen as an act of love. I've seen hundreds, if not thousands of families that face this exact moment. Let me tell you, it never gets any easier. Not on you, not on us, nobody. And then somewhere in the consult always pops up, how do you do this? How do you take a life? I could never be a vet. How I see it is that I'm giving pets peace when their bodies are just not able to fight anymore. But the hardest part isn't actually saying goodbye. It's knowing when that goodbye is the right thing to do. The truth is, there's no real checklist that fits every single pet. But there are some things that we could look for, and I hope this is where it will help you. The first and easiest thing to ask yourself is that, is their pain no longer responding to the medication and maybe becoming unbearable? Something you could look for is, are they eating, drinking? Have they stopped doing both? The third thing is, can they stand? Can they walk? Can they move to their favorite spot? We call it expressing natural behavior. Another key thing that you as a pet parent can ask is, are they still themselves? Are they withdrawn, confused, anxious? And then we could probably summarize it all into, are the bad days starting to outnumber the good day? When we start seeing some or all of those things together, that's when I sit down with families and we start having this personal talk. I never want anyone to feel that they're giving up on their pet, but rather we're letting go in the kindest way possible. I think the big thing as you, as the pet parent, fear most is actually the procedure itself. And I think that fear comes from not knowing what really happens or what happens from there. Are you making the right decision? But if I could settle your heart a bit, it's peaceful. We sometimes give them something to calm them down, like a sedative, to make the whole experience more pleasurable. And then your pet kind of slowly just relaxes. And that obviously also allows you to hold them, talk to them, let them know how much you love them, let them know that you're there. So when it comes to that point, when they're finally ready for that last breath and falling asleep for the very last time, the heart just starts going doo-doo, doo-doo. Nice and quiet, no pain, no fear. That whole moment isn't something you ever forget, but that's the point. Their love and their memories and their paw prints in your heart shouldn't be forgotten. Love shouldn't be forgotten. Saying goodbye isn't the end of the story. Rather see it as closing that chapter of your life. Your pet's love doesn't stop the moment that they're gone. It's there. It's in your home, on the walls, in your heart, in your memories. So if you're facing this decision right now, I want you to think about these things we spoke about. Talk to your vet. You don't have to go through it alone. Weigh out the pros and the cons. You know your pet better than anyone. And then when that time comes, remember, love doesn't end. It simply just changed shape.